Hello and welcome back to Macatthemovies. Today I'm reviewing for you the film Halloween Ends. This film was released October 14th, 2022 by Miramax and Blumhouse Productions and directed by David Gordon Green, who had also directed films such as Joe, Prince Avalanche, Pineapple Express, and the entirety of the Halloween sequel trilogy, the Halloween Kills, and now Halloween Ends. This film stars Jamie Lee Curtis reprising her role as Laurie Strode. We have Andy Metachek, who plays Allison, her granddaughter in the film. We have Rowan Campbell, who plays Corey Cunningham, a new character to the trilogy. And then we have James Jude Courtney, who plays the Shape, Michael Myers. This film starts out Halloween of 2019, where the character of Corey is coming to this house, this family's home, who he does yard work for, and he is babysitting their child while they go out on Halloween. This is 1 year after the last events of Halloween Kills, and he is told that the child is terrified of Michael Myers, is going to need a bedtime story, we'll need this, we'll need that. Get him to bed early, no candy, things like that. He ends up letting the kid watch The Thing, I believe it was, and then the kid decides to play a prank on the babysitter, which doesn't turn out well for the kid's favor. If you've seen this, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you don't, stop now, spoilers, because as it says in the title, I'm going to spoil this film. And I'll just talk about whatever it comes up in the old noggin here that I haven't already noted down. But he accidentally kills this kid. Mind you, this is the first death of the film. And while everyone was in gasps, I, as well as the second time having watched it, both my friend Chase and I, audibly laughed out loud. It was just perfect timing, and if you're one that watches a lot of horror films, you see the comedic value in some of these. So, and like some of those deaths, but the kid dies, Corey gets taken away, and it's found that it's clearly an accident. You know, he spent his time, and now he's back out. He's working for his father. His mother's overbearing. Things are happening. But from the events of that night, the Halloween night of 2019, it jumps with the title credit, and you have what is current day 2022, October 2022. So the events take place 4 years, for the rest of the film, 4 years after Halloween Kills. So you find out that Laurie Strode is living in a home with her granddaughter. She's trying to have some form of a normal life now. And she's done away with all the living in the woods with 50 rifles and a shotgun and booby traps everywhere to just trying to have a normal life. Being a grandmother that makes pies and inevitably burns them because she forgot the timer. But it's sort of going in this direction of normality. You get the character of Corey coming back, and he gets bullied a lot because the town needs a new monster to hate, and because he killed this kid, he sort of adopts that, it's that weird freak guy that killed the kid that he was babysitting, and he gets picked on a lot. He kind of sticks out while he was being bullied by a couple high school kids. Band kids too. I didn't see that coming. It was high school band kids that were bullying him, and Laurie steps in, is like, back off. The kids go in and they kind of make on their own merry way. He had hurt his hand during the confrontation with the children, and Laurie takes him to the hospital, introduces him to her granddaughter, and they sort of form a bond and a relationship. She invites him out to parties, all sorts of things like that, and the film kind of goes on from there. We sort of get an encounter after he gets bullied again He gets thrown off a bridge by the band kids and encounters Michael Myers. There's a supernatural aspect to it where while choking Corey, Michael sort of gets a vibe, gets a feeling from him, and can see his past and what has happened to and with him. But I think he also sees that connection with him and Laurie. So we have that kind of giving Michael a motivation not to kill this kid. Michael's been in hiding for 4 years. He most likely doesn't know where Laurie is, but now he does. Now he has a way to get to her. We sort of have this bullied kid kind of rising up and just taking charge and trying to become almost like the new Michael Myers, if you will. It's almost like they decided to turn this movie into there's somebody in the town killing like Michael Myers, and we don't know what's going on, but it all sort of happens so quick. The timeline ends up jumping really quick, and but Corey ends up taking over sort of the reins of Michael Myers while he is underground. He steals Michael's mask, and I'm sure there's a whole lot of arguments about how Michael's just weak and frail old man, allowing this kid to just beat him up. But I think it's more to it than that. In my opinion, I feel like Michael let him do that because he needed a reason to go out there after him. Because he knew he was going to take him to Laurie. He knew he was going to take him to Laurie's granddaughter, who I'm sure inevitably would cross paths with Laurie. And that was his way to her. Corey ends up killing under the disguise of Michael Myers, with the mask and everything like that. Kills his mom. Is there when his dad gets killed. Kills some kids, those band kids. Does away with all them. Radio DJ that was annoying earlier in the film. A lot of stuff happening there. You also have this dynamic and this relationship between Corey and Allison, Laurie's granddaughter. This love story where Corey's just tired of being bullied and is like, we need to burn this town to the ground. And she's like, I want to get out of this town. Let's burn it to the ground. And it's this very back and forth, toxic relationship formed around burning a town to the ground because it dealt you a cruddy hand. That sort of crumbles quickly when Allison finds out that there's more to this burning the town down than she had realized when she saw a local radio station caught on fire. And her concerns about Laurie thinking that Corey's a killer, but he's not, and all this back and forth between her grandmother and Corey, and her and Corey and Laurie. I think there's there's a lot of confusion on in her head, and she kind of goes back home to her. But in the midst of all this, Corey finds his way to Laurie's house, and they're to attack her as though he's Michael Myers. She stops and kills him. That's when Allison sees that she walks in and sees that Corey had killed himself in order to save face for their relationship, and turns Laurie into the killer of the moment. That's when Michael sort of comes back into the picture. Corey's not dead. Michael kills Corey, regains his reign as the alpha predator, and ends up going after Laurie. And then you have that end scene, that battle, if you will, between Laurie and Michael. And then Allison gets in there. They kill Michael. They not only does Laurie stab Michael, like pin him down with kitchen knives and stab him in what seems to be quite the gusher of an artery, but then slits his throat. That still doesn't kill him, even though he's bled out everywhere. That doesn't kill him. And then Allison comes in, helps slit his wrist, and that, I guess, is the magic vein for killing Michael Myers. But they eventually strap him to the roof of their car, and they're paraded through town by the police. And that's when the entire town joins the journey. So it's kind of like there's a whole, evil dies tonight mentality, but it's this, town getting some sort of relief from the torment that Michael Myers kind of bestowed upon this town, and all the pain and torment that he gave the townspeople, killing family members, all this stuff. So they end up getting to this junkyard, and the entire town goes about this procession of chucking him in a giant car crusher chipper thing, and they pretty much just do away with him. There's no coming back for old Mikey. So I mean, this is the end of the Laurie Strode story, unless they find a way to do something else, redo the whole franchise again. We don't know what's going to happen. But another thing I was talking with my friend Christy about, and I had heard it from a couple of other people, but Laurie gets this like bad rap through town. Like, everyone blames her for Michael, for like instigating Michael and egging Michael on. Like, it was her fault this guy was crazy in the first place. I don't think it was her fault that Michael escaped. I don't think it was, if anything, it was that reporter, that doctor, whoever it was in the first Halloween movie, of the sequel trilogy. It was him that taunted him. So if anything, he had to bust out the mask and kind of egg him on. But I don't see why Laurie had to answer for all of Michael's destruction of the town. If anything, she was trying to go after and kill Michael, not instigate him. So, all in all, I think this film was better than what a lot of people made it out to be. To me, I don't think it was necessarily the way it should have ended. I think it should have continued on from Halloween Kills. Like, Halloween Kills, if memory serves me, continued on from Halloween. I thought this was a good movie for what it was. I think they tried to put too much concept and idea into such a short amount of time, and so it didn't work out as well as it should have. But I think it was still a great film. All in all, I have to give it a solid 3 stars out of 5. I can't say it's any worse than that. Of these 3 films, I believe that Halloween, the first of the sequel trilogy, was the worst. In my opinion, it seemed like it was just kind of give me material just to get the characters back in. We all know who the characters are. I think it should have just kind of went in there and started from there. I feel like the introduction of Michael Myers was off. I feel like it could have been better, and his escape. I don't think the introduction should have happened the way it was. I think they should have just been transferring prisoners, and Michael managed to get out. I mean, you'd have to find an explanation for the mask, but all in all, I thought the movie was better than what most people thought it was. I think of the trilogy, Halloween Kills was the best. It just had a better vibe. I just enjoyed it a lot more. Another thing that people said about this movie was it didn't have that fall vibe, that fall atmosphere, and I completely agree. But as just just looking at it for what it is, I think it's a 3 out of 5. But that's just my thoughts. What are your thoughts? Jot down in the comments below. Did you see this movie? And how would you rate it? 1 out of 5 or 1 out of 10? Whatever your rating scale is, how would you rate it? And did you like it or did you hate it? What'd you think about it? If you like this review, smash that thumbs up. And again, comment below. Subscribe and hit that notification bell to let you know when I have new and exciting videos coming your way. And as always, thank you for stopping by, and I'll see you next time. Bye.